we're giving Goff a chance, because if we were going for a rookie, in my opinion, we would have really pushed to sign him to a longer deal so that we could make sure we, kept the continuancy with that rookie quarterback coming in. But this to me says, all right, Goff, we're giving you a real receiver, even though it's only for 1 year, which they'll try to re-sign him. But we're giving you a real receiver, a burner, big guy that you can actually use as a wide receiver one, even if he's not a legit wide receiver one yet. And then you get Amon-Ra St. Brown and probably a rookie as well. And of course, Khalif Raymond, who they re-signed to. So they're really saying, all right, Goff, we need to see something out of you that shows us that you're our guy. I think personally, Jared Goff is either going to blow up this year in terms of blow our expectations out of the water and succeed, be like a top 10, top 15 quarterback, or he's not going to be very good and he's going to get traded after the season, because I just don't see Detroit saying he's okay, we'll keep going with him. I think he needs to show he's a real franchise QB.
I agree. I think that I don't know if he can play top 10, top 15 quarterback.
He did before.
But that's debatable. But
at least statistically.
Yeah. I think that this year is kind of a prime year for the Lions to draft a quarterback, just because I don't know how good they're going to be next year.
Yeah.
And so if you can get a Malik Willis, or you can get one of the top quarterbacks at 232, I think that you should go for it. But it gives a shot for Goff fans. That's really good.
Yeah.
I really like the sustainability that the Lions have given the wide receiver frame. I really like the Raymond deal. I'm on St. Brown. If he continues to do well, I think that's going to be a really good draft pick. DC Chuck, I really like your wide receiver course.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys add a rookie, that's awesome.
Agreed.
But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I really think the Lions front office is doing, pretty much exactly what they should have done coming in. They got one of the top tier receivers, even though it's on a 1-year deal. They did that. They re-signed the guys that they needed to. The only thing that they really didn't do that I really, really wish they did was sign one of these better linebackers, but we just didn't have the money. I mean, after we made these couple moves and signed, Mike Hughes and Shark and a couple depth guys, we just don't have the extra money to go out and spend, $7-8 million on an inside linebacker right now. So I think they'll draft one a little later, kind of like a Derek Barnes situation, and see what happens there. But last but not least, for the Lions part of this podcast, we're going to talk about the draft a little bit. And like you mentioned before, Malik Willis at 2 is a very real possibility. Do I think it's going to happen? Not necessarily right now. I think signs are pointing to that being actually a possibility. I think the last couple of weeks I was like, oh, it's a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen. Now I'm really starting to think, okay, there's some truth to this. I don't think they have decided, of course, but I think he's an option currently for the Lions.
Yeah. And I think it's a real option, like you mentioned. I think that we oftentimes as fans and as we go on Twitter and everything, for me, it kind of blows up every quarterback pro day. Mm-hmm. But he had one heck of a pro day the other day.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to leave a lot of teams interested. And as we saw with the 49ers last year, they instantly made that trade after Trey Lance's pro day. So, anything could happen. And if the Lions really like Malik Willis and they really want that top tier draftable quarterback, I think this year's the year to get it, because I think they're probably going to be too good next year to get one of the top guys.
Yeah. And I mean, as a Lions fan, I love that, because this means we're in a prime position to trade down. And even if we don't, okay, think about this. So let's say somebody trades up to number 1 to get Malik Willis, right? And then the Jaguars move down. Then we get Aiden. I mean, either way, we're going to get Aiden Hutchinson, or we have the very real possibility to move down with this Malik
I
Willis
think that
hire.
you guys are going to get Aiden anyway.
I'm not so sure. I feel like the Jaguars, for what I feel currently, I feel like they're going to go with Aiden just because they did a lot of work for that offensive line, and I think now they're going to put a lot more draft capital into the defense.
Oh, that's right, they did, didn't they? No, that makes sense. I like forgot who the Jaguars signed the first week
Well,
of free agency because
they
they
got
signed everyone.
Brandon
But
Scherf. I mean, he's not a tackle, of course, so that
he's a
wouldn't,
guard.
yeah, so that
Yeah,
wouldn't necessarily, go into the draft. But they did franchise tag Cam Robinson, who did play left
right.
tackle for him. So I do
Yep.
think they're going to move forward with him at left, and then maybe they'll try to get a right tackle later, like their first second round pick or something. I could see that going, but I think they'll try to go with the best edge player at number one.
I could say that. Pre-free agency, I kept hearing Ikem Anuranu. I don't know how
Yeah,
to pronounce his name
I
from NC
Ikem
State.
Ikem Ekwonu, I think. They
Yeah,
call him Icky. That's all I know.
yeah. From North Carolina
Hmm.
State. Yeah,
Yep,
NC
I
Wolfpack.
believe so.
Um, and so like that was the target that I had for them, but
Yeah,
I totally forgot that got they franchise tagged their left tackle. So
right.
that possibly might be something that's not playing.
And I
Good
think
call.
even with that being said, um, even if they do get Aiden and nobody wants to give us enough to trade up, I think Kyle Hamilton would be a sufficient selection at number 2 in this
See,
draft.
I don't love that. And the only reason why I don't love that is because like safeties are not a premium position.
See, and
So
okay, I know that sort of, but I think you can make exceptions for guys like Kyle Hamilton,
I
especially in a
think so
draft like
too.
this.
I think so too, because like Kyle Hamilton is similar to like the Isaiah Simmons role where he can play safety and linebacker if needed to,
Mm-hmm.
which is like great. He has the range to play safety, so he'll probably take in that position. But um I don't know. I feel like if you guys wanted him, a trade down it would also probably be a best because I don't think that like many teams are gonna trade up for Kyle Hamilton, you know?
Yeah. I don't necessarily think anybody would trade up for him. I think what would happen though, honestly, if let's say Aiden goes 1 and then we go if we're not going with Malik Willis, we go Kayvon at 2, right?
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton's going at 3.
Is he?
So I think so. So even if we trade down from 2 to like 4, so let's say they move up to get Evan Neal. I just think the Texans are gonna go with Kyle Hamilton, unless they love Malik Willis, which is possible because they did just trade away Deshaun Watson. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I love what the Lions are doing just because like they can go in this draft multiple ways. If they want
yeah,
Thibodeau, they can get Thibodeau. If they want Hutchinson, they probably potentially could get Hutchinson depending on what Jaguars want.
yeah,
Um, and if they want Hampton or Willis, they can do it. So like it's multiple
yeah,
different options, and I think that's really good for a team that's in a move rebuild.
yeah. I agree. And as a Lions fan, I'm very excited to see what happens in this draft because our free agency is basically over. I could see us drafting or signing a few, lower end like depth players, but it's pretty much the end of that here. So moving on,